and welcome back to Brandywine Stitches. It is October 2nd, 2025. Wow, throwback. 2025, not 2005. Holy cow, I don't know where my brain just went. Yeah, it's been a hot 2 months or so. 3 months, something. It's been a hot season. Yeah, I had one recorded at some point during the summer, and I had recorded it on my laptop upstairs because Mitchell was having some problems with his speaker on the computer. We were getting a lot of reverb and feedback, and I didn't want that. So I recorded it on my computer upstairs. Never edited it, never uploaded it. So we're here. So I'm just going to do kind of, I don't even know what all I've stitched on in the last however many months. So we're just going to do a little mini whip parade, and I'll show you guys everything that I've worked on this year, and kind of give you an update. And I'll tell you what percentage we're at. If I find out in editing how many stitches I've done, I will put it on the screen and let you guys know. There's been a couple of things I've worked on quite a bit. I have a finish. Jazz hands, I have a finish. Actually, I think I have 2 finishes, if I didn't tell you. We'll assume I have 2 finishes, but I'll save those for the very, very end. So let's get started with the big one, the one that was supposed to be my focus project for this year, Mystic Mermaid, where I have pictures of it, where you saw it last time and what it's supposed to look like. I'll put those in for you guys up front. So this one's the one that's on my big scroll frame. So it's a little cumbersome. But here we are. I've gotten all of this done. So this is 2 blocks high, hence the orange here, because I did work on this in January, and I was kind of carrying the colors up and kind of just running with them, and I liked it until I miscounted. Seems to be a theme with cross stitchers. We can't count over 2 or something, some number. We're not good at counting. Seems to be the thing. So I had to kind of backtrack from here and kind of go back, and I'm kind of doing a mishmash between like following the colors to not following the colors. I am kind of making sure that, and I really didn't even know it was a thing. I don't know what it's called, but still doing it in the 10 by 10 blocks, but making sure that each block is filled in before I move on to the next one. So kind of going from there, and I'm still, if you see it, I'm still marking them off so that I know where my block ends, so that way it's a little bit easier for counting. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm really excited to get back over here because I want to just finish these colors all the way up, or end them. But been working on this one a little bit more. This one was one of my Whip Go calls for, I think, September, so she definitely got at least, maybe it was August. She definitely got at least 500 stitches, and then I think I was using Mystic Mermaid. Life got hectic, and then it chilled down, so I was able to finally catch up or start back again with the magical stitches that I do on Facebook. And so I was working back through some of those prompts for January, and I used Mystic Mermaid for them, so she got at least 600 there. So she probably got like 1,100 stitches in the last couple months. I don't know. Like I said, I'll put it up there for you guys. Let me pull up my iPad with Notion, and I'll tell you guys where we're at. So apologize for the bright light that just backlit me. This is at 20.1%. 21.4% done now. So, woo! Almost a quarter of the way there. My goal was to have 50% of it done by December. I don't think we're going to get there unless it is a focus project, which, like a monogamous stitch. Generally, I don't do good with monogamous stitching. I can do it, especially if I'm like, I need to have this project finished. Generally, monogamous stitching only works for me if I am gunning for the finish line and I'm super excited about it, which is how I got one of my finishes, which we'll get to later. But generally, I don't do monogamous stitching. So the likelihood that I'll get 50% by December, very low. Maybe maybe 30, but we'll get to where we get, and then we'll reassess for next year. So the next one I'm going to pull out, I'm just going to pull off the top because I have them all in a basket here. I guess what I'll do is I have the crochet project. So if you guys were here last year, you remember that my boss was having a baby. And she ended up having him back in February. Healthy baby boy. So cute. God, he's going to be 8 months now, I think she said. So I was working on Jurassic Park blanket for her, which is like all the different sigils or symbols, pictures from the Jurassic Park original movie. And I got the big one done that was like the logo. So that one's done. She has it. She's using it as a baby blanket. Still wanting to finish them all. Just takes a lot longer than I anticipated because it's been a hot minute since I've crocheted when I started this blanket. So I am still working through them. So and I'm just going to show you what all I have, just in case I have not showed it to you before. And I did weave in a lot of ends. So we have the Jeep. That one's done. And then this one I'll show you in parts. This is, goes like this, sorry. Dinosaurs and their eggs. The shaving cream can, which we all know is the Barbasol can that Nedry puts the eggs in, and then the amber with the mosquito. So this one will have some back stitching on it of some sort for down here for the mosquito's legs. Like this is his head, his body, and then his wings. So he'll have some stitching down here for his legs, and I think for his proboscis. I don't remember exactly. Definitely for his legs. So there's that one. So those are the next two pieces that I have done, and I've been working on, it's in progress still, but I'm almost done, another long portion with the raptor claw, the footprint, and currently in progress on the binoculars. So I got one more to do off to this side, which is the cup of water that rattles in the Jeep. And then the gate, and I have to redo the bottom that says life finds a way. So that's where I am for this blanket. Been working on it pretty steadily. I don't even think I had this section started last time I had showed you guys. I did have to take a break from it for a hot minute, and which is probably why I got so much more cross stitching done, because I ran out of this bright green for the binoculars. I had to go get some more of that from Michael's. But now I have it, and now I can keep working on it. And so hopefully this will get finished shortly. But, okay. That's crochet. Wanted to get that one done because that was on the top of my pile. Sorry, my dog was laying in the way, and he just shifted, so now I could move the chair with everything closer. So sorry about that scraping. Alright, so next up, I'm just going to pull from the top of my list and work our way down. So next up is Schoolhouse Rock. This one I know I did work on during this year because I took this to Florida with me. So got quite a bit. I think I'm done with part 2 and starting on part 3. I don't remember if I started part 3, but this is part 2. At least parts 1 and 2. So this is what we got. Let me straighten it out, bring it in. And this one is from Black Needle Society by Katie Landis. This was their 2023 stitch along to help one of the schools that they teach at. And I didn't get my fabric in time. Still working through it. Still taking my time. There we go. For some reason, it did not want to refocus on my face. So, yes, Schoolhouse Rock sale. If I have my numbers correctly, I'm 2.5% done with the whole project. And like I said, pretty sure I'm on part 3. This one is done in Lugana by Brandy BeStitchMe in the colorway High Tide. And this one is 32 count Lugana. and I really like it. So there's that one. And then I have Titanic. This one I am at 14.2% on, was going 10 by 10 blocks, and I kind of stopped, I think off a page corner, and I'm just kind of filling in colors now because I'm at the iceberg, and those colors are only in a certain area, so this is where we are. And like I said, we're at 14.2% done. Total stitches completed, I have 6,398. And this one is another BeStitchMe fabric from Brandy. It is an 18 count Aida in the colorway Galaxy. Again, because I thought I wasn't going to have all of this blue background, so I thought we would get the Galaxy behind it. But we'll at least have it on the edges here. And it's pretty to work with. I like it. So there we are, starting to get our funnels here. We've got our mast with the white star flag, and then working on the iceberg, the killer. So there's that. Super thrilled about that one. I love working on my Titanic stitch. It just makes me happy, but I have so many other things I need to work on that I don't get to. Okay, and then if I didn't say it, my Mystic Mermaid is on a 14 count cream Aida. That pattern I bought from someone on Etsy, so I'll try and put links down below, or a link to a document that has everything for you guys. And then that one is currently at 17,843 stitches done. In the storybook sale, I have only, I am more than 2.5% done because my Notion just said I have 443 stitches, and I have way more than that. Let's see. So yes, I finished part 2, which was at least 4,210 stitches. How much is that from the whole thing? No idea. We'll figure it out. Maybe 25%, I think. Sounds about right. 25%. Okay. And then next up after that, I have my rose drawing from Titanic. This is on yet another BeStitchMe fabric. It is a 14 count Aida in the colorway Ledger. And I love it. I love it. It's like parchment, which is exactly why I wanted this one. Alright, so this one, I am 2.2% done. I've gotten a total of 1,464 stitches. I think last time I pulled this out was June, so maybe you guys have already seen my progress on here, but here we are. See, top point of her elbow, her hand, and then this will be in her head. So, and then this one, I'm going to try and bring it in. You can see that this is clear space. There's no stitching there because that would be white where you see the paper through. So we're not stitching that. So that's where I am with this one. Again, another one of my favorites. I'm finding that I started a lot of projects that I'm like, oh, these are really cool. And they just don't call me as much now as like Titanic and the rose drawing. Like those ones call me. Those ones are my favorite, and those are the ones I really want to work on. But I try to spread the love evenly so I get all things worked on and gets the older things done. Okay. Next up on my pile is Aquaman, which the rose drawing I got off of Etsy. The shopper, the designer, her name is Cross Stitch Rinna. And then Jason Momoa Aquaman I also got from Etsy. I don't remember the shop name. This is on another piece of 14 count cream Aida. And I am 4.7% done with a current stitch count of 4,113 completed. So you can see his trident. This one I haven't worked on since May, so probably haven't, no new progress here for you guys to see. So there's that one. Sorry, loose threads I want to tuck in before they get lost. Okay. And then that one we haven't worked on at all. That one stays there for now. I don't think I've worked on that one. Okay, what is this one? This one is Avarice, one of the 7 Deadly Sins. Artwork is by Marta Dahlig, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is an 18 count white Aida. And trying to find my stats here. This one is, I have so many projects that started this year, I don't know, can't find it. So, but, okay, hold on. Okay, I found it. This one, I have 1,235 stitches done for a total of 0.5%. So small. This one I did work on last month because I think this one was my other whip go call. And again, I was doing a similar thing. I was just finishing colors, taking them across, and this is very blocky, so I was kind of doing 10 by 10 blocks, but filling them in and kind of traveling it across, but also like not traveling too far because like this thread here, I can go farther with it, but there was a space where I was like, I need to make sure I'm counting it correctly, so I just parked it, went on to another one and count, and I know that this is in the right spot because these are all counted correctly. I was like, stitch, mark, stitch, mark, stitch, mark. So I know that those are marked off correctly, but that is where we are currently with Avarice. So, what else? I think this is all going to be the 7 Deadly Sins because I had them stacked in my area together. Okay, this is Gluttony. So the 7 Deadly Sins are all artwork by Marta Dahlig, all charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And so far, everything else is going to be on an 18 count white Aida. So this is Gluttony. This has only 913 stitches done, and this one is 0.4%. And again, this one is also blocky color right now, so I'm just kind of traveling it across, following the color. So that's that. And then we have, I'll show Envy, but I haven't worked on this in a year, so no progress there, but that's Envy. And then this one I'll show you. This is my whip go call for October, so this is Sloth. This one only has 200 stitches done, so it's like 0.01 or something %, so it's only got 200 stitches done on it currently. So that is Sloth. That is going to get at least 500 stitches this month. And I will have more progress to show in another week or so. A couple weeks or something. By November. Alright, here's Wrath. This one has not been worked on since December of 2023. She needs some love. So, but that's where I am with Wrath. And then this one is Vanity. This one was worked on last in January, so you guys saw the update there. Vanity has 872 stitches, 0.4% complete. So there's that one. And then here is Lust. I think that should be all of my 7 Deadly Sins. This one was worked on in August. It has 1,100 stitches done, completed of a total of 0.5%. And no, that's not all black. I think it's $37.99, and there is some red down here, but let's see if I bring it. If I tilt it up into the light, you can kind of see the red here, but I'm in a basement, so there's not great light down here. Okay, so that's my 7 Deadly Sins. Let me shimmy my piles around. I have too many projects. This is why I want to focus on finishing things, because I have too many. Okay. Just shifting everything so that I can just put them in the basket when we're done. Okay. So this one I was working on a little bit recently. This is Lady of the Flag. This is one of my October whip go calls. So I was just starting to work up here. I think she only got like 150, 200 stitches done recently. She is at approximately 19.2% done. I've done 6,318 stitches. And yeah, so we're approximately 19% done. This is on the 30 count Constitution linen from Primitive Hair. She's on Etsy. I thought about going down and doing the rest of the bottom of the dress, but there's so much Krynic and beads down there. I'm not ready for the Krynic, so I'm just gonna keep going up and then see where we get to there. Okay. And then I has taken this one. This one is of my late puppy, Jalila. Not puppy, she was 13, but she will always be my puppy. This one's got a lot of background work right now, so I think I needed it for whip go, but I was taking it to work so I could do, you know, the stitching. So this is the bottom of page 1, and I think page 1 ends about here, halfway through these blocks. So this is the last full block of page 1, and obviously this is where her tail, you can start to see her tail. So I figured I'll just run the background over and just keep working with DMC3. So that one's fairly easy to take to work right now. So I'll just keep running that for now and then just working that. I might put this on pause and work on another simple project for work, which is coming up here in a minute. I'll show you why. But that is Jalila. We are 5,839 stitches at approximately 5.2% done. And as I was saying last time, may or may not restart it. We'll see how I feel. And I'm half tempted just to kind of do the background first. That way if I do restart it, I can just go in and adjust the background and then just have everything for her updated off the new pattern. Because I would keep the dimensions the same. So that's where we are there. This next one is for my husband. This one is Final Fantasy VII Remake Bust. This one is got 15,801 stitches, 31.2%. So, got quite a bit of progress on this one. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. The remake is beautiful, don't get me wrong, and I've never played it. I do want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake because it is beautiful. But when I first started this one, I couldn't put it down. It was so beautiful. I love this pattern. So, I know I've worked on this a couple of different times. So I think one time I picked it up, I was working down here in Cloud's shirt because it was all 310. And then the more recent time I picked it up, I was working on her hair because it had a little bit up from the first row of pages that I was doing it. So I've been working on her hair and filling in that and kind of running these colors across. And this is going to be Aerith, by the way. So we have Cloud and Sephiroth. It's kind of ghosty there. And then this will be Aerith. And then we'll have Barrett over here and Tifa or Tifa here. I think that's everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. Tifa here and then Barrett down here. But that's everyone. Okay, so that's where we are with that one. And then next up is Big Cats. I have 1,400 stitches done, and then I've been terrible, but you know what? You'll find all the information for everything down in the description or in a document, and we'll go back to my whip parades. Go back to my last whip parade, and you'll see all the information there too. This is Big Cats. This I pulled out in March, so you've definitely seen this one since I had stitched on it. We have 1,400 stitches done total, 1.1%. I apologize if I'm going through these kind of fast. I don't really want to bore you with projects I haven't worked on in the last 3 months, and you're like, cool, we saw that last time. All right, and then Festive Feline I worked on in May. 1,700 stitches done, total of 0.5%. I like that we're getting to see this. So cool. So we are there. And then Rainbow Dragon. Let me orient myself here, hold on. Started in the middle because this one has no background. So I've got stitches everywhere. I finally got tired of parking everything because the colors are just, there's so many, there's too many. So just started following the colors across because this is his snout nose, so not too much farther over here, and then we'll just be able to trail it up and around and done. So that's his snout. Actually, whoa. Is that the part of an eye? How cool. I didn't even realize that when I was stitching it. I think that's the bottom of his eye. That's, you know, I've seen so many stitchers on Flosstube be like, yeah, I didn't even realize this was here until I like pulled it back to look at it. And I was like, oh, how do we not know? And like when we pull it away, and here I am doing the same thing. I think that's an eye. That's pretty cool. Obviously, like the stitching ends there because this is all parked threads. So I don't know for certain, but I feel like that might be an eye. Either way, that's cool. All right, so let me find the stats on that one. That one was last seen in February. I had 1,101 stitches, 8.1% done. Okay, sorry if I'm looking down. My tablet is down with all of my information. Amethyst, last seen in February, so 1,954 stitches done, 0.7%. And again, following the colors where they go for this one, because it's kind of blocky. So, Amethyst. And then Animal Kingdom. I don't know if I showed you. Last worked on this one in July. So this one has a total of 2,116 stitches done, and we are only at 0.6%. It's gonna be big. But we have a bird and books. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is the highway scene. This one was pulled out in June. This one's a lot easier to follow the colors. It is very blocky. 1,405 stitches, 1.4% complete. So, all sky. So much sky. At least it's all colored, like different colors. It's like a sunset sky, which is pretty cool. Alright, Avengers. This one was out in July. I gotta pull it out one more time before I can put it away for the year, because it only needs like 98 stitches. It needs like 100 more stitches or something. And then I'll have met my goal for the year on it, and which means it gets put away. It's done for the year. I'm not bringing it back out. So here is Avengers, 1,320 stitches, 1% complete. I think we're probably like 0.95% if I need like 100 more stitches to get to my goal. Unless I did my math wrong, but I'm pretty sure we still have a little bit more to do on this one before I call it good. So that's where we are for Avengers. And then Goddess of the Tides. This one was brought out in July as well. I have a total of 956 stitches. Total of 0.6%. A lot more sky here. A little bit more broken up, but definitely blocky color. So, working on following the color on that one. Okay. Arctic Dreams. I don't think I've worked on it all this year. Nope, haven't seen any, haven't pulled it out in here, so we're just gonna put it aside. And Songs Under the Cherry Tree, same thing. The Hangit's Tree, more than a year, same thing. There's a lot that I need to work on that I haven't touched. Backup fabric. They're all folded different ways, so I can never remember which corner I have to pick up to figure out what project it is. All right. This one is Sea of Roses. This one hasn't been pulled out in almost 2 years, so I'm just going to put it aside. Won't waste your time until the whip parade. Okay, what do we have here? Hocus Pocus. Have I pulled this one out yet this year? May. Okay, so this is Hocus Pocus. 1,700 stitches completed. 0.5%. Of color changes, but still very cool. All right, here is why I might be putting Jalila away for a little while. This one is Smiles in My Cup. This one is for my daughter. She loves penguins. So this is all, right now, DMC1. All of this is DMC1. So it's so blocky. Honestly, I'm just like, you know what? Let's just, same thing with Jalila. Let's just follow this color, finish it through, and then work on the next color and kind of work our way in to the center for the penguins. So this one I will probably keep out for my work stitching if I need to. This one has a total of 5,161 stitches for a total of 6.8% right now. And I think my goal I wanted to be like 10 or 20% done. So still have a lot to do to get the goal, but she's been pestering me for this one every time she sees me stitching. When are you going to bring my penguins out? When are you going to have that one finished? So I will probably focus on that one for a little bit, at least at work, and get some more of this background done. So there's that one. And then Rumple we saw, but I haven't pulled it out in a hot minute, so okay, I think that's all of the progress ones. So obviously we have 2 finishes. First up is Labyrinth Magic Dance. If I haven't showed you what it looked like after the backstitching was done, here we are. So now we have it. It says Labyrinth Magic Dance 1982. I'll bring it in. We've got all of our goblins, orcs, creatures with all of their stitching. Sorry, you can see the light through, so you can see all my tied off ends. And then there is some like white stitching here you can't really see, so I don't know what I'll do. I might just leave it. And then again, some more here, but that is Labyrinth. You remind me of the babe. So I love this. I need to frame it now. It's 100% done. Stitching's completed, back stitching's done. All it needs now is framed. And I'm so happy. So happy. When did I finish this one? So this one got finished June 5th, 2025 is when the last cross stitches were done. I probably spent like a next week or two doing the back stitching, taking my time on that one. So that one has all of the cross stitching done on it, back stitching done, it's ready to be framed. Okay, and I did say I had 2 finishes. So if you remember from last year, I had like an impromptu start where I did a sale from Hannah Handmakes called the Storybook Sale. And it's a library bookcase, whatever, and I had done really good keeping up with it until about October last year, and then I just couldn't keep up with it. So I took it to Florida with me with all the colors I needed, and I was planning to just get caught up until like January so that way I could be ready for February when that came out, and then I just kept getting behind. And I was just like gung-ho. This one I zeroed in. I was like, we're going to get it done. Monogamous, focus stitching, going to get it done. I've gotten all the cross stitches done. This one I put in the last cross stitch on September 11th of this year. Isn't she beautiful? It almost had a very delayed finish because the border has variegated thread that goes around. So this one's got pink down here, pink here, pink here to match this. And then obviously blue over mystery, purple with fantasy, yellow with children, and green with the horror. And then obviously the black. And that took forever. The black took forever. So this is 100% done. There's like 2 or 3 stitches here that I had miscounted on the stairs that I have to go back and do, but it's in a color that I still need for back stitching, so I'll just do it when I get there. But for back stitching, that's what we're working on now. And so I am focusing on one section at a time, one shelf at a time. So here is my back stitching for horror. And this one because I don't have it in a hoop and I have to like hold it in my hand. And if you guys have a better way to hold stitch in hand or back stitch in hand that's not like gonna cramp my fingers to hold it to do this, please let me know, because this hurts my hand here. It hurts these joints. So I don't get a lot of back stitching done at a time, but I've got pretty much this whole bookshelf done. I've got these two books left, and then I'll do this green shelf and then this green shelf, and then I'll probably work my way over into romance. So slowly but surely working my way through the back stitch here. With this much back stitch, maybe I should have done it as I went, but so that way it was in the frame, but that's a lot of back stitch. I don't know. I don't know. If I have another project that needs back stitch, maybe I'll do it as I go. Well, a project like this, Lady of the Flag's gonna have some back stitch. I'll think about it. But yeah, that's where we are. All of the stitching's done in it. I am so excited. My daughter was already trying to steal this. And she's like, I want it in my room. And I'm like, bitch, please, this is mine. Obviously, I didn't call her that, but heck no, this is mine. I made it. I got one going for you. Partially why I've been working on Smile, so that way I can have something for her. So, that's on my cross stitch projects. I have been working on socks a little bit. This has taken a little bit of a backseat because it's been a very busy summer. So this is taking a little bit of a backseat, but here are my 2 socks for my husband. I'm trying right now. He's going on a guy's trip this weekend, so I'm focusing on getting this one to the heel, so that way I can then match this instead of going back and forth, and then I'll kind of go back and forth once I know. But I think he probably wants like another inch of leg, maybe. I gotta ask him again tonight. It's been a hot minute. And then can start the heel gusset, and then yeah, and then I will put my knitting away for a while, so that at least until the crochet project is done, because there's too much going on. So that's what I got for those. Yeah, school's back in session. I have a 3rd grader and a preschooler, and that's been a process. My preschooler is supposed to be in for full days, so thankfully, as we live in Michigan, we've got the Great Start Readiness program that is free preschool for 4-year-olds throughout state, which is great because now we don't have to pay for it. The downside there being that it's full days, which is fine, but he is not 100% ready for full days. He still has some issues, and we're not sure if it's because he just wasn't in like a proper daycare facility where he was exposed to kids his age and he doesn't know how to talk to them, or if he's got ADHD that is like distracting him. We've already discussed all the possibilities, but nobody tests for ADHD. So if you know of anyone in Michigan, preferably southeastern Michigan, that will test a 4-year-old for ADHD, hit me up. I am 90% confident he's got ADHD, and I am absolutely willing to medicate him, because that was the first question his pediatrician asked. Are you going to medicate him, or you just want to know? If it's going to help him, yes, I'll medicate. I'm medicated, and it's a lot better. So, if you know anybody that will test a 4-year-old, let me know. But, yeah, so that's been a thing, just trying to make sure that he's all good, not having issues at school, and getting that taken care of, and getting my work situation taken care of. And I have also spent all of August deep cleaning my house for a reason. Let me pause. I know I'm going to put my cross stitch projects upstairs, and I will be right back, and we'll get into why life has been pretty hectic and I haven't been here in a couple months, and why I deep cleaned my house for all of August. So, August. So, be right back. Okay, I'm back. You guys ready for this? This is Makoto. She's our new puppy. Say hi, Makoto. Say hello. Look at this. I gotta show you. Look at the spots. She got spots on her toes. So this is Makoto. She's the newest addition to our family. She is a 12-week-old American Akita. We got her at 8 weeks, so we've had her for just about a month. But knowing that we were going to get a puppy, I spent all of August deep cleaning and organizing my house. So I didn't get nearly as much stitching done. I definitely was not thinking about coming down to record a Flosstube because I was like, I got stuff I got to get put away before puppy eats it. But she's been doing great. Kanji loves her. He's over there passed out right now, sleeping. She's doing really good. It was kind of impromptu. So everyone at my work has been getting puppies. And so I kind of had puppy fever a little bit, and I have been kind of talking with a couple people and just kind of bemoaning the fact I'm like, I want a puppy, but I want a kitten. I'm like, Kanji wants a buddy. Because if it's been a while, this whole started because my mom got a puppy. Now, back in May, she was like, hey, I know a guy that has German Shepherd puppies. Do you want one? They're completely free. Mom's just not taking care of them. You have to bottle feed them. And I was like, no. Also, before she gets down and runs off on me, how cute is this? She's got her little Halloween sparkle back collar. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. I love her so much. So, my mom got a German Shepherd puppy, and like I said, I had a German Shepherd, Jalila. She was my baby. She was my first dog. I will always have loved her. And German Shepherds will still always have a place in my heart. But I'm sold on Akitas. They're a great breed. I love them. I would not recommend them to just anyone. Like, you need to know what you're doing. You need to be an experienced dog owner. They are stubborn. They can be territorial if they're not socialized. And if you do not put the lay of the law down, they will take it and run, and they will run your house. And you need to know what you're doing. So you need to be experienced before you get an Akita, or be prepared to put in the work and the commitment to get one. So, advocating for my favorite breed. Okay, don't hate me. I'm just advocating because I would hate to see this breed get banned because people are not getting them appropriately. Okay, you're stressed. You can get down if you want. She's panting because she's getting stressed. Look at that little curly white tail. Oh, I love her. So, yes, this started because my mom got a German Shepherd puppy. He's 17 weeks. He's a month and a half older than Makoto. And we went with her to pick him up. And Kanji fell in love with Drago. Like, I knew Kanji had been wanting a puppy or like a buddy to play with because my brother has a dog that is hyper and playful and would be a great dog if he was trained, but he gets along well with Kanji. And so I was like letting them play, and I could just see that, like, watching Kanji, I'm like, he needs a friend, he needs a buddy, because he doesn't go to daycare. I don't have any pet daycares on my route to work. They're all on my way. And then with having like my trip to Florida that I'm still trying to pay off, and Luke's school from last year, and everything that happened with Rumple, I couldn't afford a doggy daycare. So it's not like he's suffering. He wasn't suffering for it. It's just I was like, I feel bad because he needs a friend. And so we were kind of bemoaning the fact that we were like, well, maybe we should have said yes and gotten a shepherd. But then I was like, I don't want to deal with the shepherd neuroses. And if you know shepherds, you know they're neurotic. And sometimes it's what you love about them is that they are neurotic. And Draco's great. He's going to be a great dog because he's being trained very well, and he's going to be a great dog when he's older. But it just happened that I was just we weren't really planning to get another dog. 'Cause like I said, we have a trip planned for this summer for the kids. And I was like, I want a dog, I want a puppy, I want a kitten, I want my Rumple, back. I want my snuggle buddy. Even now, like, his passing hit me harder than Jalila's. Like, I can, even for, like, right after her passing, I could see pictures of her and just be like, oh, I miss her, she was so sweet. And every now and then I'll have a picture come up of Rumple and I'll be like, I love him, I miss him. And I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now. So I was like, I kind of want a kitten, but but I also want a puppy because, like, Kanji wants a puppy, and there was just so many things, and it's like I can't do both because we have 3 pets, and, you know, every pet is a mouth to feed, and dogs are a commitment, and, like, cats are litter boxes, and there's a lot. So, couldn't do puppy and kitten. It just happened that one of my coworkers was just like, had heard me talking about my mom's puppy Drago, and she was like, hey, are you looking for a puppy? And I was like, not really. She goes, well, I know a guy in my neighborhood that has Akita puppies. He breeds them, and he has pups. And I was like, I'm not saying yes, but I want to see pictures. I'm never going to turn out pictures of puppies. And showed it to my husband, and there really wasn't a no. We were like, done. Get the guy's info, text him, go out like the next day and look at the pups, pick her out, pay for her. So, it was slightly impromptu, but also kind of not. Would I change it? Absolutely not. She loves Kanji. Kanji loves her. She's been so good. I love her so much. Everyone's in love with her. So, yes. Yeah, I keep saying your name. We're talking about your sister. Yes. But, yeah. So there's my babes. That's why it's been a hectic, busy season. And then, if I never said, and I'm sure you guys are wondering, Kanji is named after Persona 4. I think it's Persona 4. Yes, because Persona 5 is the new one that came out, and that's royal. So he's named after Persona 4. There's a character named Kanji in there. That when my husband was playing the game, I enjoyed watching him play the game. I don't know if I would ever play it, but I like watching him play it. But this character is big, buff, biker gang looking guy, spiky blonde hair, muscle shirt, all of that. Looks like he could kill you. It's a cinnamon roll. He crochets. He makes amigurumi. And at the time that my husband was playing this, I hadn't discovered cross stitch yet, so I was really into crocheting and knitting. And we just kind of were like, we're going to get Nikita and we're going to name him Kanji. Like, that's that. Then we have Kanji. Looks like it kill you. Looks like he could kill you is a cinnamon roll. It's a chicken shit, actually. But I love him. And then Makoto, we were tossing around a bunch of different names. So from the Persona 3 game as well, there is a girl named Yukiko. She's very shy, quiet. She was my favorite of the girl characters. And so we had originally said, like, hey, we're going to get, when we get a female Akita, we'll name her Yukiko and call her Yuki for short. Well, where I'm working right now, we already have a Yuki. It would have gotten confusing. So we decided, we were running through a bunch of different other names from like RPGs and animes and stuff, and nothing that we like really like loved. Like there were ones that were like, oh, we can tell you what this is from, but nothing that we really loved. So Makoto got her name from Sailor Moon. If you can hear her, she's trying to play with kanji. Let's see if I can. She can be quite sassy. So, her name is Makoto. She is named after Sailor Jupiter from the Sailor Moon manga and anime. And we've been calling her Mako or Koto. Or Makoto. I love listening to her play. So, yeah. That's my life update. So, expect to see pictures of puppies, clips of puppies in my video updates. I'm going to try and be back in 2 weeks now that I have let this surprise out. So, a lot of the reason I couldn't, I could have probably done a Flosstube early September, but I knew I wanted to tell you guys. And we were surprising all of my friends. Like, nobody except for my work and my mom knew we were getting Makoto. Like, my kids didn't even know that we were getting her. We surprised them on the day we brought her home. And that's a whole story. It was great. They had no idea. They didn't even ask. Mitchell was just like, okay, your shoes on, we're going for a ride. And we got halfway there to pick her up, and they were like, quiet. And he's like, why haven't they asked? Like, this takes the fun out of it. Why haven't they asked? I'm like, Mitchell, because you told them to just get ready, and they don't question you. Now, if it was me that told them to get ready, they would have asked me, but where are we going? But where are we going? I don't want to go. Can I stay home? Where are we going? But because Mitchell spoke, they didn't argue it. So I'm like, Mitchell, if you want them to know, if you want them to ask, you have to tease them a little bit to get that out of them. And so he ended up being like, hey, Rose, ask me where we're going. Why? Just ask me where we're going. So she finally asked him. And we ran for 10 minutes with this joke of, we're going to go see a man about a horse. We're going to go to Philly. But why are we in the city? Well, she actually didn't ask that. I was like, it's kind of odd going to the city because we were big suburban urban area. Obviously not where you would have horses. Never crossed my daughter's mind. I was just like, it'd be a bit easier than going out to the country to get Philly or whatever. She believed it until we walked out with Makoto and put her on her lap. And you're like, yep, here's her horse. It was great. She didn't even know. But my friends didn't know either, and a lot of them watch my Flosstube, or potentially watch it. So I was like, I can't put a Flosstube up because I don't want to give this away before they see her, because like if I had a camera, it was perfection. Like, they pulled up for D&D, and our one friend, we just were standing in our kitchen washing dishes, and they pulled up, and I'm like, oh, Mitchell, there's Matt, get Makoto, and he just picked her up and held her in front of the window, like knocked on the window, got his attention, held her up, and you saw Matt and his wife just go, triple take. And then our other friend Scott, the next day, showed up. Mitchell just walked out there, handed him the puppy, walked off, and Scott was just like, he didn't know what to do. So, well worth it. Well worth the wait, win the surprise. So, hopefully I'll be back in 2 weeks or a month, somewhere in there. I actually have to leave because Makoto's whining and I think it's time for a potty break. So, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get this edited and uploaded hopefully by the end of today. But I will see you guys in 2 weeks to 1 month, somewhere in there, depending on how crazy life gets. Can't wait to show you all the progress that I make in the next 2 weeks now that the surprise is out. And she's actually a lot calmer than I expected. So, comment, like, subscribe. Keep me updated. If you have any puppy tips or share your favorite breed with me. Show me pictures if you can. Can we put pictures in YouTube comments? I don't know. If you can't, tell me your favorite breed. Tell me about your dogs and your cats. I want to hear all about the fluffies. Being a vet tech, I love them. So, share them with me, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, happy stitching.